My name's Duddy, set up builds and stuff. I've found the most perfectest Titan build you can imagine. Massive damage that you can put out yourself, and you're going to be able to keep your teammates and yourself fully supported with overshields and on-tap healing. I've always struggled to find a build that will enable me to provide help to my teammates and put out damage at the same time, and I think I've found it. We're going to be looking at Whirling Ovation. This thing puts out plenty of damage with the Hazardous Propulsion. An extra 35% on top of that is no joke. We're going to be running Bastion for overshields for me and my teammates. And we're going to be running a healing support frame auto rifle with attrition orbs, reciprocity, and destabilizing rounds, which is quite important. Be able to put out some massive damage, which you're going to see in the clips as we go, and being able to keep your teammates alive. This is the build. Stay with me. I'll break it down. We'll start with the main source of damage, the Whirling Ovation. Hurl to charge, release to fire. Charge projectiles have a delayed solar payload. It's got a strand and a solar rocket or payload if you want. Anticipation, it got buffed. You keep doing damage with your weapons. That's going to charge the anticipation, enable you to fire the payloads off. It's also got a catalyst on there, which penetrates weaker combatants. So this benefits from Strand and Solar. The first rocket you'll see is Strand, and the second one you're going to see is Solar. Now look at the damage numbers, 1494 and a 1497. That's a Strand, and then the Solar. Now if you put on the Hazardous Propulsion, weapon precision hits or final blows have a chance to load a kinetic Exodus micro missile. Activating your class ability, fires loaded Exodus missiles. They're damage targets on their own anyway. And then on top of that, it's going to buff rocket launchers and other micro missile weapons. So I'm going to show you the damage increase one more time. 1494, 1497, that's your Strand and your solar rocket. The next clip, I'm going to activate my hazardous. So you're going to get 35% damage increase, and you'll see them numbers reflect that. 2021, that's the 35% damage increase for your Strand and your solar payload. Now, important information, Radiant, you can add that to it, but Radiant doesn't actually affect this at all, because I believe Radiant is an empowering buff. Well, it is, and so is the Hazardous Propulsion, so you'll see there, 2017, again, it's exactly the same, so Radiant does not buff it. However, other things do. Twilight Arsenal is the Titan Void Super. This is going to hurl axes towards your enemies, and it also weakens them. You can also add on Echo of Undermining for a weakening effect, an extra 15% on top of your Hazardous Propulsion. That's like a 50% damage increase. Now, you'll see the damage increase again. You do plenty of damage with your Super, which we'll look at as well. And you're going to see these damage numbers go up even further. 2285, 2290. You can add even more with Strand and Solar weapon surges. I run 2 Strand surges and 1 Solar because I run Mint Retrograde. So I'm going to use Mint Retrograde Strand surges as well. So a couple of them, and if you add in Powerful Attraction, you're going to automatically pick up nearby orbs, which you're going to do anyway when you use your class ability, because you're going to be using your class ability. So you see all them orbs there. Throw your Super, get the weakening, get your Hazardous. It's going to pick up them orbs. You're going to get armor charge, surges, 2713, 2557, massive damage. It is a pretty ridiculous damage increase, and the Twilight Arsenal Super are built into intellect as well, so this puts out damage. We'll go into that as we go. Now, also, your Mint Retrograde is a rocket micro missile frame, so this also benefits from Hazardous, so you're going to see there. I'm not even going to proc bait and switch on this neither, but you'll see there, going to get my Exodus, and you're going to see that damage go up even further. 142 with Radiant, add that on top of there, and you're going to see it go up. The Radiant is not buffing it, remember, but 187, now that's crazy with your Mint Retrograde. It also buffs sidearms, things like Aberrant Action with Hail Clip Demo, the Call, things like that. These are all going to get buffed also. And if you don't actually run a sidearm, you can run Reciprocal Draw. These all stack together, so you can use your sidearms for add clearance as well. You're going to see there, I've got that Reciprocal Draw, which I believe is 30% as well, correct me if I'm wrong, and your Hazardous, so that's just something I wanted to throw in there. So I'll go over some stats now. Basically, I like to run about 160 weapon stat and about a 70 class. 70 class is about enough to get your overshield back all of the time and keep popping your Hazardous. 160 weapon stat, and then my Super, I'd ideally like it a little bit higher if I could, maybe like 150, 130, something like that. But with a super font, you're running about 140-ish super all of the time, which is pretty good, and I'm really using the super for the weakening. But with a 140 super, your Twilight Axes do plenty of damage. Smoke set is the 2-piece gear set I'm running, because every time I pick up an orb, which you've seen with that powerful attraction, I'm also going to get DR up to 45%, and then I'm also running 2-piece tech sec, because the Hazardous Propulsion rockets are kinetic, and that will proc the effects from tech sec as well. The Void Overshield, you'll notice it at the top left. This thing makes you incredibly tanky via the Bastion aspect. Every time you cast your super or put your barricade down, you're going to give yourself an overshield and your teammates, which is also going to proc shield crush for them as well, don't forget. So you're getting a Void Overshield, collecting any nearby orbs, which we've looked at, and you're going to be super tanky, and you're procking your Exodus and your Whirling Ovation, and it just absolutely rinses things. Perfect for solo stuff. You're going to see a couple of clips of just me playing on my own. Things like Twilight Arsenal doing plenty of damage. So it's really good for solo things, but the main purpose of this build was a support DPS build. Now, if you added a support frame auto, I'm using this one at the minute, the Cusp Sempiternal. This is a support frame. You're going to get overshield and extra damage as well when you heal your teammates. Attrition orbs is perfect because you can keep spamming to build your hazardous up and create orbs. Reciprocity, when you heal your teammates, you're going to get increased healing yourself. You can run that one as well. And it's also got destabilizing rounds. Now remember this perk because I'm going to show you something that's really cool a bit later on in the video. And then we've also got Master of Arms as well if you want a bit of extra damage. But my preferred choice is Reciprocity and destabilizing rounds, because if you run Controlled Demolition, hitting a target with Void ability or a Volatile Explosion, which you could do via your abilities, or the destabilizing on that Cusp Sempiternal, you're going to get healing for you and your teammates. So your Controlled Demolition is absolutely cracked still. You're going to get Volatile Explosions. All that Volatile Explosions there are healing you and your teammates as well, don't forget. And then you've got your destabilizing round weapons for your Volatile Explosions, which will also do the exact same thing. But the Controlled Demolition is such a good aspect. Really good. Absolute carnage. Got another little clip of the Controlled Demolition just coming in to play just as you need it with your destabilizing rounds and your nades. You'll see there I'm at low health, and then watch what happens here. I've also got a bit of Devour going on there as well, so you can keep yourself nice and healed. Sit back, get some crit shots on the boss to build up your support frame, and you're also building your Exodus rockets up as well. Switch to fire to your teammates, hip fire, heal them, get your support frame boost. Then you can put your Twilight Arsenal in there, bearing in mind you've got your Overshield as well from your barricade, proccing your Exodus, loads of damage, loads of healing, loads of support, and things just die very, very fast. I was trying some stuff out last night, hence why I was running this particular build, and I found it really, really good. I've used it in raids as well, which I'm going to show you some clips of that in another video, but perfect situation here. You're putting out loads and loads of damage on your rocket launcher, providing healing and support for your teammates with that overshield, enabling safe DPS phases. And in between, your teammates may be running a bit low on health. Get your healing auto out, get your barricade down, healed, and they've all got a Void Overshield as well. So just a little snippets for you just to show you how it can be used. Yeah, so basically that is the sort of gist of this build. Something I wanted to do for a long time really is provide support and be able to put out big damage at the same time, which you can do with this setup with Whirling Ovation. Just look at these clips here. Now, if you just watch this server, this is how much damage you can actually put out once you've got everything sort of going on. This server in this Fire Team Ops just gets absolutely wrecked. Look at the state of that. You can't do that with many other weapons in the game. It's just really good. I'll leave my mods, my fragments, etc. all like so. You've seen the best bits of it. Now, the other thing I just want to point out to you as well, it's just insane against champions. Obviously, I don't even need to mention that because it is an exotic rocket launcher. Really good for damage, but for champions and things like that, it is just unreal wyverns, things like that. It just absolutely destroys them, guys. Really, really strong. Now, this is where I may need your help. Let me know what you'll think of this weapon versus anti-vehicles. So like Cyclopses, Servitors, Threshers, things like that. I did a video on this yesterday. It seems to do like really good work against these. And of course, the Whirling Ovation is actually a sort of shout out to the weapon from Halo, the M6 Spartan Laser, which was an anti-vehicle weapon. And I found it actually really good for vehicles and servitors, Cyclopses, things like that. So let me know what you guys think. Has anybody else had any experience using this with vehicles? Thanks for watching. I'll leave a dim link. Have a great day.